I mean, on Facebook side, that's perfectly okay. We'll be monitoring both platforms. Cool. So how did everyone find day 4? You know, how was day 4 for everyone? I think you put it in the chat. How was day 4 for everyone? Day 4. Wonderful, fantastic, great, awesome, wonderful, great. I misspelled your name. Hi, Lee and Morag. Sorry, no, it's okay, Andrew. No worries. You're here. So, all right. So let me pin this up, and then we'll get started. We'll get started in a few. So if you're joining us, remember the link, if you're joining us on Facebook, the link is right above the video. So you could definitely just click on that link and that will bring you over to the Zoom. And then also at the very first comment, I pinned all the important links, you know, the Zoom link, again, is also on the very first comment. And then, you know, if you're still like debating whether you want to sign up for the Funnel Builder offer, the most irresistible offer. So the link is also there. And then how to contact support if you have any support questions, and then how to become an affiliate, because I also saw a couple of questions about how to become an affiliate. And then of course, day 1, 2, and 3 homework, right? All right, so I'll go ahead and just start with questions. So Jeff is asking, I got kicked out of the VIP Q&A at the end. Did anyone else have this problem? I don't think we have. So if you got kicked, I know like today there's no VIP Q&A. Russell mentioned that there wouldn't be a Q&A today because he had to go to his son. I think his son was actually going for wrestling. So he mentioned that in today's session. But what's going to happen is today's VIP Q&A is going to be happening on Saturday. So if you did get kicked out, it wasn't deliberate. It's just that today we didn't have a VIP Q&A. Right, it was rescheduled till Saturday. So Jeff, no worries, you didn't get kicked out. It's just it's been rescheduled till Saturday. So tune in on Saturday for today's VIP Q&A. We'll actually have a VIP on Saturday. All right, Brian is asking, I have 7 questions so far. Okay, would it be better to have you answer out of the Zoom, as I didn't want to monopolize? You can, Brian, you can type in the questions. I'll be answering them as they come. That way I can also just make sure I try and answer as many questions. Also give other people a chance, right? So just type in, if you can type in one by one, that way I can answer them as they come. I think that will be the best way. So just type them in the Q&A, and I'll be able to answer them one by one as they come. So that way I can also give a chance to everyone else. Elizabeth is asking, when will we be able to launch funnels from ClickFunnels 2, and how long do we have to get the special offer? So I believe the special offer, is it 30 days, Morag?
I believe so. I will get confirmation on that, but I do think it is. I will just double check. So I think you're right, yes.
30 days. Okay, yeah. So you have 30 days to jump on that offer. And then as far as launching funnels, as the minute your funnel is up and running, it's like you can, the minute you set it up to public, it's ready to go. Like you can start sharing it with other people and promoting the funnel. So you don't have to, like, there's no official time frame when to literally launch your funnel. In 2.0, the minute you feel satisfied with the way your funnel looks, you can immediately start sharing it with your audience. Mary is asking, when a member of your funnel receives a group email, does it say it's from your email address or from ClickFunnels? Also, when they log in their member-only content, does it appear they are logging into your domain or ClickFunnels or to ClickFunnels? So it'll depend with how you set up your email, right? I did see that part within ClickFunnels, like when you go into email, right? When you go to your dashboard and then you go into marketing, because that's where you'll be sending out most of your emails, right? And you come into, not the workflow, but the email templates. I believe it's the email templates, not email. I think it's, is it marketing settings? There you go, marketing settings. So this is where you would literally come in and set up what email you're going to use. And this email literally comes in from when you're setting up your payment system, right? When you're setting up your payment AI, that's where this email will come in from. So, so that will depend on what email you want to use, right? So at the time of setup, when you're setting up your workspace, you know, and you're setting up your payment AI, it'll ask you what email do you want to use. It'll automatically use that email during the payment AI. And then also, I believe you can also change that. I'm not 100%, I haven't tested yet, but I believe when you're sending out the email, like you can determine which email address you want to use, right? I think this is, I think there's a drop-down menu for the different types of email. So it gives you all these different emails that you can definitely use depending on what email you're sending and to who. All right. Oh, Jeff says he missed that. Oh, no problem. Yeah. So yeah, Russell mentioned that he was going to have today's VIP Q&A was actually postponed until Saturday. So no worries. As long as you're here on Saturday, you didn't miss out. All right. Question: if we have multiple funnels in one workspace, how do you keep separate all the leads and sales? I believe the way to do it is actually to segment them, right? So you can segment them under, I think it's under marketing. It should be similar to 1.0 where literally you would add, so you would create a list. I believe that's how it technically works, right? You should be able to create a list, not workflows. Again, I keep on going to workflows. So you should be able to create a list, marketing settings, there you go. Email addresses, add email addresses. I think this is different. I'm not 100%. Morag, would you know anything about how to create like different emails? And I know that will be covered tomorrow. Tomorrow is when we're literally going to be diving into follow-up funnels. But I believe you should be able to create email lists, and then you can connect the email list based on
so it's usually in workflows perhaps, or it might even be, yeah, I haven't done too much in here, so add new workflow, but that's more like your follow-up funnels. So yeah.
So I think yeah, we'll definitely learn it in due time. I know tomorrow is when we're actually supposed to be going deep into emails. So maybe Jeff tomorrow will have more clarity as far as how to actually create the different segmentations. Because typically, I know in ClickFunnels Classic, the way you would segment where your subscribers are coming from would basically use email lists, right? So I'm not sure if that's the same principle that's going to work in 2.0, but we'll definitely know by tomorrow. All right, awesome. So Jeff, can we upload and download email contacts? Again, I believe so, but I don't want to give you incorrect information because I know for sure that's going to be covered tomorrow. So tomorrow is dedicated for email questions. We'll be doing email follow-ups. So I would just keep those emails. Yeah, I think you can add email addresses, but we'll know for sure tomorrow. Hopefully that answers your question, Jeff. All right, Brian, I have the 2-page funnel on the main page on the right side. So let's see, on the main page, on the right side. So let's go to home. And then the question is where it says get access now. Can I change it from orange to green or to blue? So let's see, sites and funnels. And you're talking about this funnel, right, Brian? Is it about like the pages, the color of the pages, or is it more about the actual funnel? I'm not sure. Would you clarify your question?
Yeah, I'll keep an eye in chat to see. So Brian, about your question, access now. I wonder if it could be the button. That button is the image.
Oh, the button.
I think it must be. Yeah, the button.
Okay.
That button there, the button.
Okay. Yeah, so this is actually an image, but what you can do, remember, yeah, so let's see, this is, I believe this is an image, right? It is an image. But what you can do if you're adding a button, right, you can just go in, let's see, the element, add an element, and then you can add a button. So the template as was provided was just basically an image, but what you can do is just come in and add a button. And then once you add the button, now you can go in and change the color of the button. I think that's what he was asking, right?
Yes,
is that correct, Brian? Yeah.
Sorry. Yes. Yes.
Okay, yeah, no problem. And then you can come in and edit style, and then you can definitely come in and change the color here. So you can change black, blue, whatever color you want. But remember, the template that was provided, this was actually an image. So you won't be able to change this because it's an image. But if you'd like to actually add a button, make sure you add a button. You could probably even just delete this image and then add your own button. And then now you can change the color of that button. All right. Yeah, also for analytics. So Jeff also has a question about analytics. Yeah, we'll definitely know that in due time, most likely tomorrow. Those are great questions for tomorrow. We'll cover follow-up funnels tomorrow. All right, Ron has a question. I'm planning a launch with affiliates. Can I do this in CF 2.0 or in CF Classic? You can do in both, right? If you're going to be, I'm assuming the question is, Ron, you're trying to run an affiliate funnel where you want to launch an affiliate funnel where you're selling either affiliate products. So yes, you can do it either in 1.0 or 2.0. But 2.0, like I said, as Russell said today, 2.0 is more of an enterprise solution, right? Like it's a one-stop shop. Because with 1.0, hey, there's certain things you need outside of the classic, but with 2.0, it's pretty much everything, everything under one umbrella, right? Your email, your payment, your hub, your funnel hub, your blog site. So you pretty much have all of that together in one place. Kelly has a question, Payments AI. I went to the page and all it said is it's just beta and to log into CF. Yes. So if you go to Payments AI, right? If you go to the actual site, right? Payments.ai, right? It'll ask you to log in, right? It'll ask you to log in because it's in beta. But if you go, because what's happening is that, remember, the way Payments AI is working, it's more like an interface, right? It's how you'll be processing all your payments. So there's the Payments AI, which is the interface, and then you have all these other payment gateways. So don't go to Payments. I mean, you can go to Payments AI if you already have a ClickFunnels account 2.0, or the easier way is just to come down here, right? Once you're in your dashboard, right? And after you've logged in, just go to Payments AI all the way at the bottom, right below settings, click on payments, and then now it'll walk you through how to set it up, right? It'll walk you through step 1, step 2. I know I set it up yesterday and I went through the process. Maybe it's logged into your, looks like you've been logged out. So I probably need to log in again. So I think, yeah, I know I logged in yesterday. I created a Payments AI account, but yeah, so you would go through this button here, and then it'll walk you step by step. There you go. Yeah, so it'll walk you step by step, and then remember, like the first step is you set up your Payments AI. It'll ask you a series of questions to validate your identity, validate like if you're setting it up as a business. And then once you go through all the steps, right, now you can come in and select your gateways. And the gateways are literally the payment, the payment processes. For now, I know Stripe has been connected. There's going to be other gateways. I know there's feature requests to add other gateways like PayPal and Namecheap. I did see this yesterday. So those will be added with time. But for now, all you have to do is log into your ClickFunnels account and then go through the process. It'll literally prompt you step by step, fill this out. What's your business address? Are you doing this as a business? Are you doing this as an individual? What's your identity? And then you'll need to actually confirm you are who you are. Then once you go through all those processes, for now, the payment gateway that you can connect is Stripe. And then once you connect it, others are going to come up. I know there's feature requests to add other payment gateways, PayPal, NMI, but those will be in the pipeline. But for now, at least you'll have access to Stripe. Cool. Stripe kicked me out and I had to move to
Lee, whilst you were in there, Kelly is asking, where can she find the info on the rates? So like the fees for Payments AI, if she was using that.
Yeah, so I think so. I think it's 1%. So it'll like payment. Remember, payments AI is like the interface. It's the front. And I saw there's they had some information on payments AI yesterday. I don't know if I can find it. But so payments AI, the best way to think of payments AI is to think of it like it's the interface. And the reason I think this is like genius is because, you know, like the biggest challenge when you're processing or running payments, right? And let's say you're only connected directly to Stripe. Stripe could see, oh, this person is processing a huge volume and they don't have a history. And then guess what will happen? They'll literally either, freeze or hold your finances. And then now you're stuck, right? Or what will happen is, they could, they could just not process your payments anymore, right? So the payments AI is like on the front, and then on the back end, you have access to all these different payment gateways. And I think with Stripe, it's still, I think I had seen something like it's still 1.0. Let me see if there's, yeah, here you go. So let me give you this resource. So this is the resource. I think it's still, I saw something like 1% processing fee, but don't quote me on that, right? I was just going through it yesterday as I was connecting my payments AI, but additional payment gateway fee, so 0. So there's no, I think it looks like there's no payment gateway fees. For payments AI, it'll probably be on your payment gateway, whatever amount. And I think with Stripe, is it like 3.2% plus something 2.9, or is it 2.9? I think 2.9% plus something like that.
Yeah, and then plus a certain fee per
like 3 cents. Yeah, they always charge like 2.9%, then something like plus 3 cents, something like that. So yeah, so these are all the different these are all the features with payment AI, right? You can charge with, I remember someone, Bitcoin, I know it's in the pipeline, how you can like Coinbase, connecting with Coinbase, so you can accept payments in Bitcoin, different currencies accepted. So it's load balancing, which is the beauty of it, so that you don't if one payment gateway actually just holds you up, with payments AI, it'll be seamless and connect to the next payment gateway and the next payment gateway, so that at least it doesn't stop your operations. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, Jeff is asking, do you have any suggestions for simple video editing software for both iPhone and or desktop for ads? I use, for editing, I use Camtasia. I've been using Camtasia for a really long time. I think Camtasia is what I've been using. It's the one I've been using for a really long time. I don't know, is there any other video editing software I'm aware of? I know with QuickTime, you could probably do some video editing with QuickTime. Morag, do you know of any software?
Yeah, so the one that a lot of people are using right now is called CapCut. Cap as in captions, and then cut, capcut.com.
Okay, capcut.com. There you go. All right. So how to add a hop link to the affiliate funnel? So I believe when you go into affiliate into the dashboard, into the affiliate dashboard, you can append, like the best thing to add those hop links is to literally go to URL Builder, right? URL Builder. I know once ClickFunnels gives you the actual affiliate link with your affiliate ID, you can go into URL Builder, which is UTM parameters, and just add your additional information, your hop links, Andrew. That would be the best, but I'm not sure if there's a built-in UTM parameter builder with the 2.0 ClickFunnels affiliate, but I know the easiest way is once you get that actual link, just come to urlbuilder.com. In fact, don't go, just Google URL Builder. It's the very first one that comes up, and then you can append that link, add in like some more context, what campaign ID, where you're getting your traffic from, and then you can shorten that entire link with Bitly, and then now you can use that link for tracking. Right, Ron is asking, can I import funnels I have set up from ClickFunnels Classic into 2.0? So no, you won't, because these are two completely different platforms. 1.0 or the Classic is a completely standalone platform, separate from 2.0. So yeah, for now, you won't be able to actually import those funnels. All right. Jeff is asking, do you need to connect Stripe or can I use Payments AI for my payments? So remember, Payments AI is the interface, right? It's the interface. So think of it like it's the front piece, right? But you still need your payment gateways on the back end. So you'll still need to connect your payment gateways on the back end. Payments AI is just like the load balancing that's seamlessly connecting to all the different payment gateways in case one is loaded or stressed, and you need to balance out using, I believe it's artificial intelligence. It just looks at what's the load like, what's the processing capacity, and then it adapts based on the load that's coming in. So I think you still need to connect for now, I know the one that's connected, the payment gateway Stripe, and then there'll be other payment gateways that will be connected with time. But I believe you'll need to connect, other payment gateways, but recommended gateways. So I'll confirm on that for you, Jeff. Let me confirm. Let me leave that question up there and let me confirm on that. My understanding is that Payments AI is connected to other gateways, and then it's more like an interface. Yes. But yeah, let me confirm.
Yes, you do need to add something in there, like it's almost like a hub for your payment gateways. Okay. So Lee, whilst you've been answering those questions, which brilliant answers, by the way, a lot of people are asking, is there homework today? They haven't been able to find the one pager. So if you could perhaps let them know what's happening there, like, is there a one pager or is there homework?
I don't believe there was homework today. Right? And I didn't hear homework today. Was there a one pager, Mara?
No, so there's no one pager. There's the offer, that Russell put up when he was live. So no homework unless it is to consider, would you like to become a funnel builder?
Yeah, a funnel builder, yeah. Exactly. I thought that was the homework. All right. So Kelly is asking, do we need payments? Oh, and by the way, Morag, are there any other questions that are coming up that you see?
Let me see. Okay, so yeah, there were a couple. So first one is if you want to, you're in the dashboard. So how do I change the URL of my squeeze page? So that was from Judith in Facebook.
Awesome.
And then also, Alimosa was asking, what is the difference between a website and a funnel?
Awesome. So the way you change your website, for your funnel is just go to funnels and then click on the actual funnel. So I call this the sales marinade, and then it'll bring you to the workflow, right? It'll bring you to the workflow of the actual funnel. And then under settings, you can go in and change. So this under settings, you can come here and then you can select which domain you want to use. Right, you can select from the drop-down menu. It'll show all the domains that you have connected, and then just pick the one that you want. And remember, once you pick the domain, remember to scroll down and then update funnel. If you don't do that, it'll still revert back to the current domain, the myclickfunnels.com. So make sure you change the domain, and then as far as pathways, you can come in and just click on the three buttons and then scroll down, come to page setting or step settings, and then you can change the pathway. Otherwise, it'll automatically select it for you, change the pathway. This is where you change the pathway. And then the difference between funnels and, was it websites?
Yes, difference between a funnel and a website. That's the question. Yes.
Okay, fantastic. So a website is more, you're leaving the person to make a decision, right? You're leaving it up to chance for your dream customer, your visitor, to actually make a decision. So they come there, and that's why like websites are really like, they have a lot of stuff. It's website. I think funnel hubs is the way to go. Funnel hubs are more structured. Websites is just, let's throw some information on a page and hopefully it'll address something that your dream customer desires. The problem with that is that it's not structured and it's all over the place, right? So with the funnel, it's more geared around a process. You're taking someone through step one and then step two. So it's more geared. It gives them a great user experience. It's structured. As long as they identify with the problem that you're solving, you're giving them a great user experience because now you're taking them through a process. Hey, step one, do this. And people love processes, right? They love to go through a process because it's structured well, and now they can see the end goal. They can see how their work working towards a very specific defined process versus a website is more, there's more stuff just put on a page and then you're leaving it up to chance for your dream customer to make the decision, which is probably not the best option. Awesome. So Kelly is asking, do we need Payments AI and Stripe or PayPal or EasyPay, etc., or does Payments AI serve as the payment process? So I believe you will need Payments AI is like the interface or the hub, and then you have all these other sites on the back end, right? All these like payment gateways, your Stripe, your PayPal. So Payments AI is kind of the front end, which will be able to actually go and pick, hey, you know, based on the traffic that that's coming in, based on the processing that's happening, you know, maybe we should switch to Stripe, maybe we should switch to PayPal, maybe we should switch to NMI, right? So it's literally going to balance the load, so that way you can have a very efficient process. So you will need, in addition to Payments AI, you will need like a back-end payment gateway. Joseph is asking, how do I apply to be a funnel builder for Russell Brunson? He said he was looking, but there's not any posted on the career site. Let's see. I think the best place would be under the career site. If there's nothing there, I would send an email. I think send an email to, is it support? I think the best place to send an email would be support. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to respond. Morag, do you know how the best place for Joseph wants to become a funnel builder?
Yeah, so I do believe that's probably part of the offer today, not to work with Russell before anybody thinks like, oh, I'm going to do that.
To build a funnel.
Yeah, like to become a funnel builder. And then of course there will be avenues there for like the companies externally. So, but yeah, I don't think like the direct appointments would be like, yeah, on the careers, keep looking there, keep building your funnel skills. And you saw Steve Larson today, just make that your path. Yes.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Thank you, Lee. You're welcome. All right. Okay. So Jeff is asking, will you guys be doing an So no, on Saturday is all day. So we won't have an implementation session on Saturday, but there'll be speakers. So it's more like celebration day, right? Saturday is more celebration day. So we'll be having high-level speakers on Saturday all day, but we'll be around. We will be around. If you have any questions, you could definitely ask, but we won't have like an official implementation day. All right, you guys rock. Oh, thank you very much, Jeff. Rock, thank you. Brian is asking, do we need to do multiple headlines in the spaces thread from Insight? I think you're asking about, I think he's referencing the funnel, right? Referencing, yeah, the funnel. Yeah, so yeah, you would have two different headlines, right? You don't need multiple headlines, just two, like the main headline, which is the hook, right? And then you'll need a secondary headline, which is typically the sub headline, which is to add more power to your main headline. So remember, like copywriters, and this is a rule of thumb, the main headline is to get the person to read the secondary headline. The secondary headline is to get them to dive into the copy. So I think you don't need more than two headlines. Two should be more than enough, right? Cool. Andrew, I already have a hop link. How do I add it on to? So I'm thinking, Andrew, are you referring to like a ClickBank funnel, or I'm not 100. I'll leave that question there, and then you can verify like what you mean by hop link, because I know hop links. The way I know hop links is from ClickBank, where they give you all the additional parameters, and those parameters are there to help you with tracking. But if you could verify what hop link you mean and how you want to, like, is this for an affiliate funnel? What are you really looking to do? Typically, I'm thinking you're probably wondering where to add that link for the affiliates, and the best place to really add links is usually in a button, right? You would literally just come in and select a button. Where's that element? Headline, video, button. There you go. So you would come and add the element in a button, right? That link, that hop link, and come here and then scroll down. Where is it? URL. There you go. On click. What do you want to happen? and then you can come in and say, hey, I want to redirect, or I want to go to a very certain URL, go to, and then this is where you would paste that hop link. I'm thinking that's what you're asking, but I'll leave the question up so that you can verify that. So Jeff is saying, I was told that you don't need Stripe. Yeah, I mean, you can pick whatever payment gateway. Remember, Payments AI is the interface, and then on the back end, you'll be using a different payment gateway, right? So if you don't want to use Stripe, you'll have the option of using PayPal. And I know with time there'll be other payment gateways that will be added. All right. Jeff is also asking, Payments AI will do it. That's at least what they said. So that's, I know yesterday when I was integrating Payments AI, I had to literally go in and connect Stripe. So I don't think like you can just like, once you complete signing up for Payments AI, I think you'll still need, but again, let me confirm this. I don't want to give you incorrect information from my understanding. When I connected Payments AI, I still had to go and add Stripe. And then I saw there was also feature requests for other gateways, right? I saw there was a couple of feature requests for other gateways, PayPal, Authorize.net, and you can see all these NMI, Coinbase. So you see there's all these feature requests. So my understanding is that Payments AI will be the front, and then on the back end, you'll need some form of payment gateway. But I'll confirm that for you, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm going to ask as well, because Kelly has mentioned that she saw in chat that support have said you do not need Stripe, so that payment is also a gateway by default. So let us double check. We'll see what the correct answer is there, because we'll see. Also, whilst we've been talking as well, the offer for Funnel Builder, I know a lot of people are asking, how long is it valid for? We haven't got a definitive date, but we have been told it's not 30 days. So there's no, we can't guarantee it will be there like next week. So that's kind of what we've been told, is if you want to get it, act fast. So that's something coming through there. So Lee, are you good to take a couple of questions from Facebook?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Okay, fantastic. So we have, let's see, so many people still having trouble uploading the PDF of their workbook. Is that something that you can possibly show, so that tomorrow when we go in and do the emails, they've got the PDF there to send? Does it work for you? I know it wasn't working for me earlier.
I haven't tried it yet. I could try just to see if it works, but the way I believe you would go to your home, go to your home, is it Sites and Funnels? So go to your home page, and then you would go to Assets, right?
Correct.
Sites and Funnels.
So it should be Settings, sorry.
Settings. Okay, Settings.
Yeah,
settings.
And then that will open that sub menu.
Okay. So come to Dashboard, and then come to Settings.
And then My Assets.
And then where's My Assets?
Assets, it's kind of halfway.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Yeah, so these are images I've uploaded. So let's see, downloads, right? So you come here, upload a file. Let me just randomly pick. So let me just call this test. Upload a file. Then select image. Oops. Let's just pick that. New file. So that's how you would technically upload it. I don't know if this is, let's see. Okay. So it looks like that's how you would upload it. Now the thing is, how do you get the link? Tests. Wondering if there's a way of getting this link, but that's how you would upload it. Now it's just a matter of getting the link, and then once you get the link, now you can add that link to your button, to your thank you page, or even to your email. Download current file. Well, that's just to download it. Well, I think that's what it is. Yeah, there you go. So that's the link. So you would copy that link, And then now you can go and add it to a button. So I think that's how you would do it, right? So first thing is you come in and then click on downloads, right? And then once you click on downloads, how many uploads can I have? Okay, yeah, just come to downloads, upload a file, right? And then it'll open up your hard drive. You select, hey, what do you want to upload, whether it's your JPEG or whatever, you know, let's say that's the PDF, right? Accept it, you know, and then give it a name. Let's call it test2. And then once you do that, you can select an image that will be the preview image of your PDF or whatever giveaway you're going to be giving away, and then create the file. So we'll just select a secondary image. So let's select that and then create the file. So now that will be your PDF, your giveaway. And then what you would do is, so let's see, this is the one, and then click on the gear wheel and then just click on download current file. That will open the URL, right, of the uploaded PDF, copy that, and then that's the one that you're going to put in a button.
Perfect. Okay. And then a good question here from, I missed who it was from. I do apologize. Let's see if I can. Okay, it was Mauricio who was asking, we've built a funnel, so the funnel hub and the lead magnet. So we've got two different things. Do we have to link them together and put them live, or are they independent?
That's a great question. So I would typically probably have to link them together, because remember the funnel hub, right? The funnel hub is your blogs and you know, your main page with the landing page where people want to come, right? And then you're probably going to have links to your different funnels based on, hey, you know, where do you want to take them next? Remember the whole purpose of having a hub is so that you can quickly, if someone is Googling you, let's say, hey, they want to learn, hey, what does Mauricio, what problems does Mauricio actually solve? So they'll go to your blog or to your homepage, and then, oh, see, hey, this is the problem that Mauricio solves. This is why he solves it differently. And then from there, now you're going to have the links to your funnels, right? And so you would come to your funnels and then pick the very first page of your funnel, right? The homepage, right, of your funnel, whatever that link is, and then you would put it onto a button onto your hub, so that way now, think of it like you're having a conversation, right? And then people say, hey, Mauricio, I want to learn more about what you do. Okay, follow me. Let's go inside and let's have a more specific chat about what I do. So that's what the funnels are for. But you would now copy this link, and then once you copy this link, you would put it onto your hub. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does.
Yeah, that was very clear. And then there was a question on Facebook, and then I'll let you get back to Q&A. I do realize I've taken. So
it's all good.
Again, this is one from Ali Mosa, which is asking, which niche would you suggest for a newbie in affiliate marketing? And how do you see the future of affiliate in the coming years? Do you think it will flourish or squeeze due to the saturations of millions joining it?
Yeah, I think the key thing is there's going to be more people that are going to be joining affiliate programs. More people are going to get online, but I think that's more of an opportunity for you to shine, right? So I think there's a golden opportunity right now. And if you truly understand like how you position yourself, if you truly go in and understand like, hey, you know, who and what, right? The who and the what, right? Who is this? Who is going to be the beneficiary, and what is the biggest problem that they're facing, right? So you'll find affiliate programs with thousands of affiliates, and then that creates another problem of your dream customer not knowing, hey, I'm seeing A, B, C, 3, I'm seeing all these other affiliates. So the bigger problem there with your customer is how do I differentiate affiliate A and affiliate B and affiliate C and affiliate D, right? And now, you know, you having that deeper insight and deeper knowledge of what your dream customer, what story they're telling themselves, you'll be able to shine. And especially if you use that on a funnel, then the competition has nothing on you, right? You'll really, really get to shine, because I think there's going to be more people. Competition is definitely going to there's going to be more people getting into affiliate space. But I think where you get to shine is you really understanding what your dream customer is looking for. And that will be the biggest opportunity. All right, cool. So I'll continue with there's more questions in the Q&A. So so Mauricio is asking, what's the payment gateway standard in 2.0? So standard, I'm not sure what you mean by standard. If you could verify what you mean by standard, but typically like payment gateways really the way to define what a payment gateway really is just these processing platforms that really process finances, right? The process they can hold, they're not really a bank, but they can process these finances on your behalf and then actually deposit them to your bank account. So if you were to literally get your own processing merchant account, it would probably cost a couple of $1,000s. But to hedge against paying, you know, thousands of dollars just to get a dedicated payment processor, you have the Stripes and your PayPals that actually come into play. But if you can verify what you mean by standard, that would be helpful. Carrie is asking, if I create a digital course, does my digital course get stored and my clients access it in my ClickFunnels workspace, or do I have to use separate software for that? So I'm not 100% sure. So I know like with the Classic, you would literally have like your videos on like a platform like YouTube, and then you would actually put the links in ClickFunnels, and then with the links in ClickFunnels, it will literally stream from like YouTube or Vimeo or all the other sites. So with 2.0, I know there's courses, there's a place for courses, right? But I'm not 100% sure if it'll be stored on the cloud, like ClickFunnels Cloud, or you would still, I believe it should be stored. I'm not 100% sure, Carrie. I'll confirm. Let me confirm on that before I give you incorrect information, or unless Morad, you have some information.
Yeah, well, you will be able to build courses, full courses inside ClickFunnels. You will also be able to upload your videos, upload your PDFs and everything for those courses as well. So yes, it will be a fully comprehensive membership and courses site. Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Awesome. Yeah. So now you don't even need like your Vimeo and you don't need, you know, your other platforms, you know, for storage. Or you know, Amazon, AWS, you don't need any of those. Thank you for clarifying that. All right.
Yeah.
So Elizabeth is asking.
Sorry, yeah, sorry, Lee. And there may be some limits on the file size of those videos. So if there's, for example, like a 2-hour video, it may be that there is a limit. So don't go canceling your video accounts just yet.
Okay.
So yeah. Okay.
All right. Awesome. So Elizabeth is asking, when I go to use a template on ClickFunnels 2, there is a pop-up way to ask for name, domain, funnel path, URL. When I click in the space for the domain, workspace populates in the space. Should I be typing my purchase domain in there? So the first thing is, I believe this is when you're adding your hub. So when you're adding your hub or your funnel hub, it'll depend on if your domains have actually propagated, right? So the first thing is I would go, if your domains have already propagated, at first it's definitely going to use the ClickFunnels subdomain, and then you'll have the opportunity to go in and change the domain that you want to use, right? So you would come to site settings for your theme or whatever theme that you're using, and then from here, now you can select which domain you want to use, if there's a favicon or logo. So you'll be able to actually customize which domain you want to use. Hopefully that answers your question, Elizabeth. And then the pathways, you can definitely go in and change the pathways. But typically what will happen is you would at first it'll assign the ClickFunnels subdomain, the my ClickFunnels, whatever you picked, .myclickfunnels.com, and then you can go in and now change your domains from the drop-down menu. All right, Dr. Monita is asking, so we can move the URL from Classic, just not the funnel, right? Yes, so you can definitely transfer your domain from ClickFunnels Classic over to 2.0, just not the funnel, absolutely. Actually, it doesn't. So I'm not sure, Elizabeth, what you mean by that. So Siam is asking, is there a way to change the theme? Yes. So the way you change your theme is you would go in, get to the home page, and then go back to your sites and funnels. And then it'll show the main theme, that the one that you selected, but you'll come here and click on draft themes, and it'll show you all the themes, and click on view all themes, right? And then from there, it'll show all the themes that you've actually downloaded, right? And the way you would change which theme you want to be active is just simply click on this plus sign, promote to live, and that will ask you, hey, do you want to confirm this is the theme you want to make live? And then simply click on save, and that's how you get to change the theme. Now, as far as deletion of the other themes, I'm not 100% sure if that's, I tried it earlier. It didn't, I wasn't able to delete it. I'm sure with time we'll be able to remove these themes, but for now, it's still showing, right? It's still showing. So I know with time that will definitely be taken care of. All right. Okay, it doesn't allow me to type in my domain in there. So if that's the case, more than likely a domain hasn't propagated. What I would do is just go in and check to see, just go to your sites and funnels and then check to see if your domain has actually propagated, right? And the way you would know if it's, what I mean by propagating is from the time you purchased it, and was it, did you go through like, the process of connecting? I know there's a series of steps, and then once it propagates, you'll see a green sign saying connected. So if it hasn't connected, more than likely it won't show up under the drop-down menu or when you type in the domain. So I would definitely check in and see. Also remember to make sure at least it'll, I'm hearing it's taking about 48, on average it's taking about 48 hours, right? So if 48 hours have passed and still hasn't propagated, I would probably just open up a support ticket, send an email to cf2support at ClickFunnels.com. All right, Morag, any questions on your end?
There we go. So yes, there are. How, again, this is something people that have got funnels and ClickFunnels Classic, how can they transfer them from 1.0 or ClickFunnels Classic over to ClickFunnels 2.0? Is there a training on that anywhere?
I believe there's a migration. I saw there was a migration. I think support is actually helping with the migration. But typically, the first thing is make sure you disconnect it on ClickFunnels Classic, right? Make sure you disconnect it, and then once you connect it, right? Once you disconnect, and I don't know if I can. I don't have any domains on Classic, but typically you would just sign in to your Classic account, right? Once you sign into your Classic account, go to account settings, and then make sure you disconnect, disconnect any domains, right? Once you disconnect your domains, now your domain will be available. And the way you disconnect, just come to account settings, and then scroll all the way down to domains, right? And this is the Classic. Scroll all the way to domains, and it'll show all the domains that you have connected. So make sure you disconnect your domain here. Then once you disconnect your domain there, now you can come to ClickFunnels 2.0 and then come in and connect existing domain, right? Type in the same domain. So let's say that's the domain, click on continue, and then just go through the prompts. It'll walk you through. The reason why it's giving me that error message is because I've already connected this domain, but just go through the prompts, and then that's how you would connect it. So disconnect it on Classic, and then reconnect it on 2.0. Any other question, Mara?
So that's it. And I think as well, there is they do need to get help maybe from customer service if they're
Right.
1.0. So if you reach out to customer service, they'll be able to help you as well. So yes, and then Phil has just asked a question about a timeline published for new features. When can people find out about new features coming?
New features, I'm not sure. Let's see. So I think is it under system emails? No, not there. Features, sites and funnels. I think it's under settings. I think under settings, you should be able to see what new features are coming up, but I'll check on that for you. Unless Morag, you know where to find the features.
I will try and find out as well. I think somewhere there is a feedback form where you can put your feedback in, and in there it kind of has a roadmap of what's been worked on. So I will double check as well.
Yeah, I'll check that for you. All right, let's see. Jeff, can I push all my traffic to two or more different funnels, not pages, to see which funnels convert better? So that, I think that what you're asking is the split testing feature. You should be able to split test, and that'll be determined by your workflow. So remember with ClickFunnels, when you're actually clicking on the funnels here, you should be able to, so each one of these pages has it has a workflow, like, you know, you see the workflow. So you can come in and literally just create a workflow. So let's say you wanted to, you can come in and say, hey, you know, split test page. So now you can split, you can definitely just map out your workflow that way, and you can determine, hey, you know, do I want 50%, 50-50, you know, 50-50 split, whereby some of the traffic is going to your main page and the other traffic is going to the other page. So that's how you would set it up using this workflow. All right, BW, welcome. Welcome. Do you suppose to use different email addresses from OFA to save one pager for 2.0? I've tried to save my assignment using same email and say it's been saved, but I only see. So with so it should, I'm not sure, you should be, so every time you can use different emails. You could definitely use different emails to create a one-page account, right? You don't have to. It should all save to the same email. So if you're using you know, you can either save it to the one funnel away challenge, previous one pager. Remember, as long as you use the same email, or you can create a new email for this new challenge. So it's totally optional, right? It's totally optional. It'll just ask you to log in with the email that you want to use to save the one pages. All right, Kelly is asking, thank you. I think you answered my last question. We'll still need Stripe similar, but right now only Stripe is supported by ClickFunnels Payments AI. Absolutely. And I'll verify if you even need Stripe, or if Payments AI will take care of everything. My understanding is that you'll need some kind of payment gateway on the back end. But Kelly, I'll definitely confirm that, and then I'll put it in the notes or in the comments after I get the answer to that question. Thank you. Mauricio is asking, can I set up two payment gateways like Stripe and PayPal? Yes, absolutely. So that's what the feature requests are for. As you can see, I did set up Stripe yesterday, but I noticed there's feature requests for PayPal integration, authorize. So all these are different payment gateways, and I think it's just a matter of time. You can go in and definitely add and request to have access to the feature once it becomes available. But yes, I believe that's the long-term play, to literally have more than one payment gateway. So Kelly is asking, just saw this on the chat. CF2 support told me you don't need Stripe Payment AI. Is also a gateway by default. Okay, fantastic. Thank you for letting me know. So if that's the case, then maybe we don't really need Stripe. All right. Pat is asking, I have gotten behind and cannot find host for domain. Have domain, it says connected, but still asking for host. So with ClickFunnels, once your domain is connected, you don't really need hosting, right? You won't need hosting. So I'm not sure if you could open a ticket with CF2 support. If your domain is showing it's connected, but it's still asking for a host, I would send an email, open a support ticket with CF2 support at clickfunnels.com. And yes, oh, it's ClickBank. Yeah, so there you go. So Andrew, if it's a ClickBank link, what you would do is just the way I showed you, go in, you know, with the hop link. I think, yeah. So I know with ClickBank links, they'll give you the hop links, and it's more for tracking, so they can accurately give you the correct commission. So once you get that link, you would come in and add an element, you know, and the element here would be the button, right? But typically I would put this on a thank you page, right? And then come in and add the button, right? And then once you add the button, now you can come in and just click on the gear wheel, and then come down here and on clicks, meaning when they click the button, what do you want to happen? And then you would come here and say on click, go to, and then you would paste that link from ClickBank, and then that will redirect people to your affiliate offer, and you'll get the credit. All right, awesome. Kelly is asking, are there options to get more than one workspace in our ClickFunnels 2.0 account if we do buy the 19? So I'm not, is it 3 workspaces? They do get 3 workspaces, right? I think I saw that, right? Morag with the $1997 offer today.
Yes, they do. Yes, that's correct. Yep.
Yeah, so you do get 3 workspaces, and the way to get to the workspace, I remember this, Dante showed it the other day. If I can remember, I think you go down to dashboard, and then you go down to, let me see if my memory is great. So you go down, you go to dashboard, and then you go down to, I think, is it settings? And then you would go to teams, if my memory is correct. Team settings, edit team settings. And then once you go to edit team settings, you would come here to this branch thing here, team workspaces. And then once you click on that, now you can add your secondary and tertiary workspace. So that's how you would do it.
Yeah, well remembered, Lee. And for everyone else, you're going to have the replay. Okay.
Awesome. All right. So Andrew, yes, affiliate. Okay, fantastic. Fantastic. Brian is asking, how do we add a privacy policy? Do we need to do it as a link or something else? Yeah, so the best way to do it is create a separate page, a standalone page, and then you would find the verbiage of what you want to say on your on your privacy policy, paste it onto this standalone page, and then get the link of that standalone page and add it to at the footer of every page. So the best, I think we do have, if you go to ClickFunnels, ClickFunnels.com/business underscore, is it underscore? No, business dash tools, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Business dash tools. Yeah, there you go. So let me copy this. I'll put it in the chat. So just go here, and then once you copy this link, right, go here, and then there's a privacy policy generator, right? Privacy policy generator, put in your company name, fill out all this information, and it'll send you all the what you're going to say. And then once you have what you're going to say, create a standalone page, right? You can create it in as a funnel, just create a blank page, and then get the link of that page, and then you can paste it into your footer. So let me put this in the chat for everyone. There you go. So Morag, any questions on your side?
I have to keep remembering I'm muted. Let's see here. So so we do have someone asking, and it's about running ads. Will I need a Facebook business page to run ads, or can I just do it from my personal profile?
That's a great question. I wouldn't recommend doing it on your personal profile, because unknowingly or unconsciously, you could violate one of Facebook's policies. And once you do that, guess what happens if you are running it on your personal profile? You're done, right? Facebook could cancel you, and then you'll never be able to get back on Facebook, even if you try a different email, right? I had one gentleman who did that and then got canceled, and now they're looking for cousins and friends to try and run ads, right? To give them access so they can create a business page. So the best place I would recommend, if you're going to run ads, just create a business hub, and it's business.facebook.com. And then from there, you can add as many pages. If you do unknowingly violate any of Facebook's policies, guess what happens, right? You can they'll cancel the page, and then you can create a new one, right? And if you've run ads with Facebook at one time, you're going to get, like, one page is going to violate for some reason. They're definitely a whole lot better now with human review, meaning they have support, like someone will actually go in and review, a person will actually review. But before, it was really bad. Like, they had bots doing everything. So I would highly recommend, definitely just go ahead and create a business account.
Fantastic. And also, I think it was Maria was asking, do I need a website? Now that I've got ClickFunnels 2.0, will I still need a website?
No, yeah, I wouldn't. You don't really need a website, because, like, this is, remember, 2.0 is enterprise. Like, it's a one-stop shop, right? You have your site there, you have your blog if you want to blog and create, information for people to actually binge on. You have your funnels, so pretty much it's enterprise. So you won't like you won't need a blog, you won't need WordPress, you won't need all those other things, right? It's one-stop shop. So I wouldn't have a site unless you just want to have a site. It's not necessary.
Yeah, and Maria is saying, thank you for answering. I'm sold. So Maria, there you go, Lee.
Fantastic.
Yeah, good to hear. And we'll be, you've got the whole team that you can reach out to for support. We've got amazing support team there. So I think there's lots of questions coming up about how do I create an email list? How can I send out emails? How do I do that? So do you want to kind of let them know what we're doing tomorrow?
Yeah, so tomorrow we're going to dive into follow-up funnels, and follow-up funnels is literally your email system, right? Because one of the biggest challenges is after yesterday when we created that lead funnel, right? The worst thing you can do is someone to come in, give you their name and email, and then they're sitting in your inbox, right? And there's nothing happening because you didn't have any kind of correspondence going out. So tomorrow we're going to be covering, hey, how do you craft out a series? How do you even segment, put people into different, I'm not sure how detailed will be, but tomorrow we're definitely going to be addressing all things follow-up, right? So if you have any questions, write them down, write them down, and then hopefully during tomorrow's implementation sessions, we will have more clarity as far as how to move forward, and then we'll be able to address any questions you have. Cool.
Fantastic. Yeah. So, and then one final one, I think we're almost out of time, but incredible questions coming through today, as always. Elizabeth is asking, I bought a domain on ClickFunnels 1, trying to put it in 2. It's asking me for DNS or wants me to go through a website I don't even know, completely stuck, don't know what to do. What would you recommend?
Yeah, I would recommend, because I know there's a migration team helping with migration of domains, especially from 1.0 to 2.0. I would just open a support ticket, CF2 support at clickfunnels.com. CF2 support at clickfunnels.com.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. So we're out of time. Well, actually, let me see. I think I can answer one more. Andrew's asking, do you have a recommendation to create email directly from the beginning when you buy a domain through ClickFunnels? So email will be covered tomorrow. As far as as far as how the follow-up, but typically, when you're crafting these emails, the key thing is to have a conversation, right? Because the minute someone signs up, they signed up because they needed something, and you offered something that you were going to give away in exchange for that name and email. So keep the conversation going. We'll be diving deeply into follow-up emails tomorrow, Andrew. Where do we add an ebook on the site? So Brian is asking, where do we add an ebook? So as far as the ebook, right, the first place you would do is it would be under assets, right? So go to your home page, right? Let me exit. Can I get the home page? How do I get out of here? There we go. So go to your home page. Then once you're on your home page, let me just go back. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, so go to your home page and then just click on settings. Go to your home page. So that's not the home page. Come on, there you go. And then click on settings. And then from settings, my assets. And then from my assets, go to downloads. Then from downloads, you would click here, upload file. And then from there, give your file a name. Let's say it's a PDF, whatever, whatever your ebook is. Hopefully it's a PDF. It could be a PNG too, right? Or the name of the name of your file. And then click on upload. You would select the file. Let's say that's the PDF or the ebook. And then once you do that, you can select an image, like a cover image, if you do have a cover image, right? I keep on using that marinade and then create file. And then once you do that, right, go to the actual image and then just click on, click on the gear wheel. and then click on download current file. It'll open it up and give you the actual link. So copy that link, and then now you can add that link to a button. Because the ebook is, I'm hoping it's in exchange, maybe it's the giveaway. So you would add it on like on a thank you page button. So that way, when they give you their name and email and come to the thank you page, you would have that link embedded on a button. And then now they can click on that button and it'll open up the file. All right, so thank you very much, everyone, for attending. Hopefully you enjoyed today's session. If you enjoyed it, remember to share your feedback. Go to YFF Review, right? YFFreview.com. Share, hey, how's the challenge coming along? It's day 4, YFFreview.com. And we will see you tomorrow.
Before we go, Lee, I'm so sorry, but I do have some good news. So before everybody jumps off, I've been checking about Payments AI just to get a definitive answer on that. And the answer is we do not need Stripe. So Payments AI is its own gateway in its own kind of right. You can have Stripe in there if you want, or PayPal as well. So you've got a lot of options, but just had it confirmed, we do not need it. So
okay, fantastic.
Hopefully you'll forgive me for jumping in.
No, that's important news. That's good to know. All right, thank you very much, everyone. Have a wonderful Thursday, and we'll definitely see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.